Not our issue.
Call the meeting to order for Thursday, October 1st. Roll call, please.
Mr. Martin?
Here.
Mr. Spence?
Here.
Dr. Ross?
Here.
Administrator?
Present.
Mayor?
Here.
Solicitor, fiscal officers present. Mrs. Dameron's absent. Mr. Maturin?
Here.
And Mr. Merriman.
Everyone, please be seated for a minute. I'd like to take this opportunity tonight, before we begin our meeting, before we have our moment of silence, to recognize a resident that we've lost. Unfortunately, bear with me. On September 14th, 2020, we lost Dora Mae Martin. She was 90 years old. She was a pillar of this community. She had a great faith in the Lord. She had great faith in this community. She spent a small amount of time as the first lady of this village. I'd like to read this obituary, if you don't mind. Dora Mae Perman Martin, 90, victoriously transitioned to glory on September 14, 2020, with her eyes looking toward heaven. Assuredly, the angels rejoiced at her arrival. She was born May 18, 1930, to the late Willie James Perman, Jr. and Laura Dennard Perman. She gave life to Christ at a very early age on the ministry of Enterprise Baptist Church, Shellman, Georgia. She received her honorary evangelistic ministry license later in life. She was a member of the Biannual COGIC when she passed. In high school, John and Dora were sweethearts, then husband and wife for 63 years. Although John left this world 9 years ago, his presence was still felt in their home. Dora was a catalyst in her community, seeking to enhance the lives of those she touched throughout compassion and love. She was president of the PTA, president of Wintersville Lions Club, and president of Wintersville Neighborhood Council, where she and her team served the community in every capacity. Seniors look forward to annual Christmas dinners. Children jumped up in joy with anticipation as to where Mrs. Martin would take them on their summer trips. She was that source of light for our community. Some call her Wintersville's finest. Dora Mae Martin was affectionately known by many names, but being mom and church mother were two of the ones that brought her the most joy. She was well known up and down the coastline and all over the way across Texas. She was a God-fearing woman. She lived her life to her words. Well done, good and faithful servant. Enter thou into the joy of our Lord. Though our hearts mourn the loss of her physical presence, we are reminded of her key expression, "Oh, to dance in the streets of gold." Her legacy will live on. Dora was preceded in death by her husband, John Martin, Jr., and her sister, Mary Knighton. She is survived by her sister, Laura McDaniel, brother Willie and Phyllis Perman, 7 sons, Wayne Martin, Robert Andrea Martin, Dean Latanya Martin, Jerry Sabrina Martin, Larry and Kim Martin, all of Wintersville. Kenneth Martin of Steubenville, John and Tina Martin III of Martins Ferry, Ohio, 2 daughters, Doris Elaine Martin, Wintersville, Ohio, Cheryl Daniels of Fort Worth, Texas, 26 grandchildren, 35 great-grandchildren, godchild Robbie Blackwell, adopted grandchildren, and a host of nieces, nephews, and her Emmanuel Church God family. If you didn't know Mrs. Martin, you really missed out on a great, great human being. I've only known the Martin family probably for about the last 15 years. She was a pillar of this community. She sat on her porch on Locust, and I would stop as often as I could. You could hear stories, and I always remember her smile. She was always smiling and a very happy lady, and she loved Wintersville. I think if anybody could live the life that she did, or just half of it, the way she was with her religious belief, as a mother, as a grandmother, and probably most important, as a wife. She was just a great, great individual, and she is sorely missed. And Robbie, our hearts go out to you and your family. So we now please stand for a moment of silence for her and pledge of allegiance. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
You have the minutes before you from our September 3rd meeting and our September 10th special meeting before you. A motion be in order to approve both of those.
So move.
Second.
Comments or questions? Seeing none, roll call vote, please.
Mr. Martin?
Yay.
Mr. Spence?
Yay.
Dr. Ross?
Yay.
Mrs. Dameron?
Yay.
Mr. Maturin?
Yay.
Mr. Merriman?
Yay.
Thank you. Reading of ordinances.
Ordinance 2020-08 is an ordinance amending sections 353.02, 353.03, 353.04, 353.05, 353.07, 353.08, 353.09, 353.10, 353.12, 35.13, and 353.15 of the codified ordinances. That is the change in the parking and ordinances that we have contemplated for quite some time. And I don't know, is that the
That's the third read. Motion be in order to approve 2020-08.
So moved.
Second.
Comments or questions? Seeing none, roll call vote, please.
Mr. Martin?
Yay.
Mr. Spence?
Yay.
Dr. Ross?
Yay.
Mrs. Dameron?
Yay.
Mr. Mattern?
Yay.
Mr. Merriman?
Yay.
All right, the next one is Resolution 2020-09. It's a resolution authorizing Bob Gale, Mayor, to prepare and submit an application to participate in the Ohio Public Works Commission State Capital Improvements and/or Local Transportation Improvements Program and execute contracts as required.
Motion to approve Resolution 2020-09.
So moved. Second.
Comments or questions? Seeing none, roll call vote, please.
Mr. Martin?
Yay.
Mr. Spence?
Yay.
Dr. Ross?
Yay.
Mrs. Dameron?
Yay.
Mr. Mattern?
Yay.
Mr. Merriman?
Yay.
Resolution 2020-10 is a resolution authorizing Bob Gale, Mayor, to prepare and submit an application to participate in the Ohio Public Works Commission State Capital Improvements and/or Local Transportation Improvements Program to execute contracts as required.
Motion to approve Resolution 2020-10.
So moved.
Second.
Comments or questions? Roll call vote, please.
Mr. Martin?
Yay.
Mr. Spence?
Yay.
Dr. Ross?
Yay.
Mrs. Dameron?
Yay.
Mr. Mattern?
Yay.
Mr. Merriman?
Yay.
And finally, Resolution 2020-11, a resolution authorizing Bob Gale, Mayor, to submit an application to participate in the Public Works Commission State Capital Improvements and/or Local Transportation Improvements Program and execute contracts as required.
Motion to approve Resolution 2020-11.
So moved.
Second.
Comments or questions? Seeing none, roll call vote, please.
Mr. Martin?
Yay.
Mr. Spence?
Yay.
Dr. Ross?
Yay.
Mrs. Dameron?
Yay.
Mr. Mattern?
Yay.
Mr. Merriman?
Yay.
Well, COVID has done a lot of things to us lately, but unfortunately, it did one here tonight. Because these agendas keep changing, unfortunately, we've omitted those that would like to speak before council tonight, so I kind of went right down the order here. Since it's not on the paper, I didn't do it. So if council so wills, we'd like to go back to anyone that would like to speak before council. If no one objections, we will do that now, all right? Anyone like to speak before council? Mr. Smith?
I just want to introduce myself. My name is Bob Smith. That's a real name. I'm not in the protection program or anything like that. I'm a county commissioner. I gave you a little bio on myself. I graduated from Mingo High School in 1978. Maybe I shouldn't say that out here too loud. And then I graduated from the Air Force Academy in 1983. Some of the hats that I wear, I'm the commander of the Legion in Mingo. We're kind of defunct at this point in time, but I make sure I keep the membership up so we can replace all the flags on the veterans' graves. And we can do the ceremony Memorial Day. Also, I was an adjunct professor. I just taught one class, mechanical engineering over EGCC. I'm also a village administrator down in Mingo. My real job is I work for an architectural engineering firm in Wheeling. It's called Kelly and Associates. So I'm also on the school board, vice president of the school board. So I got all those hats that don't pay very much except for my real job. But anyhow, I think Jefferson County is stuck. It's in neutral. Okay, I'm not going to say anything about our commissioners. That's not what I'm here to say. I just know I've accomplished a lot in Mingo at this point in time. I want to take that out into the county because I know I can be a positive force out in the county. I'm hoping to get your support. I'm running as a Democrat at this point in time. I don't want to get into that either. Democrats, Republicans, we need to get away from this hate that we have in this country. That's all there is to it. If you like Trump or you hate Trump, I really don't care. I'm just going to say one thing about the debates. That was like two junior high school people up there fighting in that debate. I was disappointed in both. I'll be quite honest with you. That's the best we can do. We're a little trouble here. Anyhow, I hope I can get your support. Like I said, I will be available. That's one of the things I'm going up and down the valley, and that's one of the issues that most of these folks have, especially your Irondales, your Burgles, your Tiltonsville, and Yorkvilles. They don't know our commissioners. Okay, I'm going to open a pipeline. We're going to have communication between those folks because, like I said, they need help just as much as anybody else. But anyhow, I'm from the little village of Mingo Junction, so I know how it feels to be left out a little bit. I forced my way into the commissioners. They have to recognize me now. But I really do hope that I can get your support. Do you have any questions for me?
I just got a general comment. I've known Bob for several years. He helped coach my daughter in basketball, and I follow Mingo politics a little bit, and you've done a good job down there. But the best effort you put forth is definitely with the veterans you have down there at the Legion. I used to go down there before my daughter's basketball games or whatever, and it's sad to see that Legion, close up like that. But we don't have one out here either right now at this point in time. But keep up them efforts as well. Appreciate it. Thanks, Bob.
Hey, thank you.
I don't have no question, Bob, or anything, but just, being I'm the head of the Democratic Party, I want to make sure I put my plug in for my guy. I hope he gets out there, and I hope he's end up taking the seat, because we definitely do need a change. And I give you my hats off to you just for getting in a race, because running for a commissioner is not a cheap race, so it takes deep pockets to run the races. I got in it one time, and I won't get it back in it again. My pockets ain't deep as his, but but it's a nice race to get into, and if you get there, you can help some neighboring communities. Just don't forget Wintersville. All right, okay, that's all I got, Mayor.
Thank you very much. And so talking about, how much it costs and things like that, I'm basically doing this on my own. Okay? And I don't have those big deep pockets, but I'm gonna hit the streets running because I'm gonna try to go door to door and everything else. I don't have the deep pockets some of these folks. You see all the signs out there, and you know who's got deep pockets.
I was just a joke, buddy.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Anyone else?
Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you. We'll move on. Reports and announcements.
Yeah.
We have the police report for you for the month of September: 163 complaints, 274 incoming calls, 16 accidents, 24 cases, 16 alarm calls, 8 juvenile cases, 40 arrests, 6 other arrests, 3 vehicle impounds, 5 out-of-town assistance, 150 auxiliary hours. Old money collected in fines, $1,071.08 for 2020 of September, bringing a total of $6,331.04. That's all I have. Administrator.
Several items. First one is our biannual hydrant flushing. It'll begin this Sunday, October 4th, and finish up Friday morning, October 9th, 10 p.m. to 6 a.m. A little notice in tonight's paper. Again, residents be on the lookout for possibly some low pressure in your neighborhood and/or discolored water. 2020 paving, I had Fernwood and Luray on here just to let you know those projects are completed. Looks really nice. Was a big year this year for paving. Between last year's project, Meadowbrook and Squirrel, ODOT did Main Street, which was the big one. Fernwood and Luray I just talked about, and then Knowles Waterline project, we did 5 streets over there. $1.42 million spent in paving in the village this year. Of course, ODOT's was the big one at around $880,000, but that leaves $550,000 of ours or so in there. So the village looks real good street-wise. Next item you have behind you there, we bid our sanitation this year for the next 3 years is what I'm going to recommend. Ohio Valley Waste Services is our current provider, and they are the low bid. We normally go with B1, the 3-year with fuel surcharge. It's $42.50 a ton. Currently, we're paying $38 a ton, and the spring cleanup currently we're paying is $65 a ton, and you can see it was raised to $69.75. We had three of the 4 bidders return bids that we solicited from. So I would like to recommend we go with the Ohio Valley Waste Services for a
Motion to
3-year
approve.
contract.
So move.
Second.
Comments, questions? Seeing none, roll call vote, please.
Mr. Martin?
Yay.
Mr. Spence?
Yay.
Dr. Ross?
Yay.
Mrs. Dameron?
Yay.
Mr. Mattern?
Yay.
Mr. Merriman?
Yay.
Next item is I'd like to get a drum of some salt spreader change lubricant to keep those equipment from seizing up. It's something we haven't done before. We're replacing chains sometimes in the winter time on those spinners at inopportune times. It's a little expensive, but it should last us through 2 seasons. For the 4 plow trucks we have, the 3 straight trucks and then the 1 ton. It's approximately $4,500 for a drum, and as I said, that should last us through 2 snow seasons. And we have money in our expense budget,
How much?
$4,500.
Motion to approve.
So moved.
Second.
Comments or questions? Seeing none, roll call vote, please.
Mr. Martin?
Yay.
Mr. Spence?
Yay.
Dr. Ross?
Yay.
Mrs. Dameron?
Yay.
Mr. Mattern?
Yay.
Mr. Merriman?
Yay.
Again, I just want to bring council's attention, these items are already budgeted, do not necessarily need council's approval. However, it's been my belief that anything over 500, we should still come to you, so, all right, thank you.
Thanks. Next item, wastewater treatment plant cellular upgrade. It's to be able to look at the pumps remotely, make sure nothing's gone offline. I'm going to hold this off now till the 2021 budget meeting. There's a couple items on there that were unclear from the vendor. Just found out later this afternoon, so we're going to pass on that for now, but it'll be brought up at the budget time. And then, well, I'd like to request either before the next meeting or in between Water Sewer Committee meeting to discuss this item and then some of proposed increases we have in the sewer, and it goes along with the meter replacement project also. And I just have one more item that is not on your agenda. You do have, I did put a copy in your packet of disinfectant sprayer and solution that we can use for this. We can use the COVID money for. We would get, there's 5 sprayers we're looking at getting, which would be downstairs for the police, up here, and then for my 3 garages for the street, the water and the wastewater plant, along with some disinfectant, just shy of $2,300. And as I said, that could be used for COVID funds. The other thing come up with also for COVID money would be 3 laptops, about $1,200 each. One for the chief in case he would be quarantined or whatnot. One for myself, and then one for general use if my water and sewer guys needed one to do some of their reports to EPA, and they would have an issue. These are also COVID eligible, and that would be about $1,200 for each laptop there. We'd be looking at $3,600 total for those. Those are my 2 requests.
Motion to approve.
So moved.
Second.
Comments, questions?
Well, when's the deadline for this? Or do we
October
get a second
15th.
round?
October the 15th, there is another round of money
Yeah.
coming. The monies have to be obligated by then, so we would have a purchase order ready and approved. And if we, are able to write the check with the amount, we will have that. Then when we get the material, we would pay for it.
What's the lead time on the laptops and the sprayers in here?
That I don't know yet. I believe the sprayers are
Immediately.
available. The laptops I would have to check on.
Be a little bit of time.
Yes.
Yeah, at the most recent Seven Ranges Fire District, and I had that written down on my notes, I'll just bring it up now. They talked about the COVID money that was still available and make sure you use it to the best of our abilities. And they did discuss laptops being an eligible item because of work from home and how to work remotely.
I'll talk about 7 ranges here in a minute if you want to wait,
Okay.
all right?
And that's it, Mayor. That's all I have.
So do we have any other questions on this? The motion to approve these purchases?
I made the motion already.
We
Second.
already had, okay. I think we had the motion, did we not?
Yeah.
Yes, we did, yeah.
Roll call vote, please.
Mr. Martin?
Yay.
Mr. Spence?
Yay.
Dr. Ross?
Yay.
Mrs. Dameron?
Yay.
Mr. Mattern?
Yay.
Mr. Merriman?
Yeah.
The guy has like 80 questions on what kind of beds, how many.
All right.
We gotta get them up here.
One other thing we're trying to get done, and I have not received a quote yet, but I need council's approval to move forward, because time is limited, and they need to come out here and look, is I want all these air vents cleaned, okay? Apollo doesn't do that, it's another company that will do it. And it will be, the money's there, under COVID to do it.
That's
But
good.
the problem we're having is we cleaned everything, but not the vents and the air ducts, okay? So we kinda wanna do that. So I need council's approval to go ahead, and use the money for COVID to apply toward that as a service. And again, anything under 25,000, I don't need bids for, but we're in a rush here to do this, so I just want to get approval for
I'll
that.
make that motion and go ahead and approve that.
Second.
Comments, questions? Roll call vote, please.
Mr. Martin?
Yay.
Mr. Spence?
Yay.
Dr. Ross?
Yay.
Mrs. Dameron?
Yay.
Mr. Mattern?
Yay.
Mr. Merriman?
Yay.
Okay, so the other thing I don't want approval for goes to 7 ranges. Again, I'm not sure how much money we will have left. I'm guessing 30,000 maybe. We are allowed for COVID, to purchase things for 7 ranges. We have asked them to give us a list of what they want purchased. And we will purchase that on our behalf and then basically donate that to them, which we're allowed to do. We're still waiting for a list, and we're going to just confirm with the auditor. You had the list? Oh, you got it today. So I just want approval that any funds that we believe that this administration is not going to use, that we have the authority to purchase these items for them with the remainder of this COVID money and donate to them. So
I got a question. Now, what all entities are you allowed to donate that money to?
because they're participating with us in our community, we can donate to them. There's really no one else we could actually help. I mean, because they're tied to us and they're affiliated with the village and they do services for the village properly, we can do this.
Yeah, that's great. I have no problem. I just wondered, is there anybody else we can help, while we get that money? Is any other, like, the Cross Creek Township, they get their own money?
They have their own money. Yeah,
Okay.
They probably, I'm
All
not
right.
sure what they have. They probably have more than we do.
All right.
Is that, okay?
Yep.
I'll
that's
put
it.
forth that motion.
Second.
Need a second.
Second.
Okay. Comments, questions, roll call vote, please.
Mr. Martin?
Yay.
Mr. Spence?
Yay.
Dr. Ross?
Yay.
Mrs. Dameron?
Yay.
Mr. Mattern?
Yay.
Mr. Merriman?
Yeah.
Thank you. And whatever we do, we'll get a detailed information back out to everybody.
Just to add on there, this was discussed in Seven Ranges, that other entities are, working out with Seven Ranges and doing that. So it's totally upfront and legit, and it's just.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
I mean, anytime you involved with something mattering, I know it's got to be legit.
Well, again, whatever money we don't use goes back to the federal government.
We want to use it all.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, they don't need it.
Again, we want to use it all for the
This
good of the
community.
people.
Yeah.
Is that all you have?
That's all I have,
That's all you
yes,
have. Listen, I'm sorry, my stuff was out of order here tonight, so I got a couple of things I want to backtrack to. You have the mayor's monthly report for court. Total received was $7,623.08. The village received $5,753. State $1,113.50, and other was $756.58. And you have the code enforcement officer's report, 15 licenses, 1125, 31 permits, 1225, for a total of 2350. I don't have a breakdown of these numbers for the code enforcement, but I can tell you they're a lot higher than what we received in previous years. So there's a lot of things going on in the village and improvements. So I appreciate the residents and all the businesses doing that. I did speak with the Dialysis Center. They're looking to hopefully be open within the next 4 weeks. So as I hear more about that, I'll let you know. So again, because of COVID, held up a lot of the health inspections and things of that nature. So they're hoping to be open within the next 4 weeks. I'll let you know. All right? Thank you. Do you have any questions for the administration?
Well, you said you had to have it, you was asking for a water and sewer meeting. How long you think it's gonna be?
I can present the meeting, or the water and sewer meeting could be relatively short, but an ordinance will need to come out of that meeting and be enacted before the end of the year.
So it's just before the end of the year, or do we have to have it before the next meeting?
Before the end of the year, because it has to go into effect January 1st.
Okay.
Well, because it's going to deal with some slight increases in fees, we'd like to have it sooner so it goes through the full 3 reads. As we've said in the past, at previous meetings, in order for us to qualify for the sewer grants, we have to increase our rates a slight amount, a certain percentage over the next 5 years. We're looking to make that a lower amount and just do it all at one time. And also these, trying to get the new water meters with the read and on the tower through the grant process, we're going to have to increase rates a little bit, to cover that expenditure. It'll be minimal because we're looking for most of that to come from grants. But when you do that, you have to have some money up front, with that. So those are the 2 items we're looking at. Again, these fees will be increase that is minimal as possible to cover those.
I think we got.
So it depends on how long you want to talk about it, how
You
long
want
the
to do it
meeting will be.
before a meeting?
Listen, I'm ready to do it before the next meeting, if you want to have it.
You want to do it like 6 o'clock before the next meeting?
I prefer not to.
Is it going to take that long?
I just would rather have it be a separate meeting, because I think if any residents hear about it and may have some concerns, we'd have a longer opportunity to let them discuss it and go through it. So I prefer we do it before that. So within the next couple of weeks, I'd like to do it.
That's cool.
Well, before the next meeting, though?
We got a month.
Oh, yeah, before the next meeting,
Yeah.
yes, so.
But not the day of the meeting?
No,
because
not the
then-
day of the meeting.
Then we would need to get, once we decide, get that information to Mr. Becker so he can prepare the resolutions, or the ordinances, rather.
Randy,
Well,
I'll get
we're
with
going
you.
to send
You're on-
Mr. Becker our recommendation of what we believe this ordinance will be, okay? And what the fee will be. So we'll send that to Mr. Becker, and really, if there's any changes, it's really going to be in the amount,
in the
and it'll just be a quick change for him. So we're ready. I don't want to put him saying, hey, here it is Wednesday, give it to me today.
All right, Randy, I'll get with you and Bob, and we'll see if we can pick it there.
All right.
All right, appreciate that. Thank you. Is that all?
Yes.
All right. Nothing in unfinished new business. Mr. Merriman,
No new business.
Mattern.
No new business.
Miss Merriman, Mrs. Dameron, sorry. Mrs. Merriman said it, sorry. Mrs. Dameron.
Two quick things. Just a reminder that there is an open house scheduled on October 9th. It was actually supposed to be tomorrow, but it was postponed to the 9th for the property and the businesses that opened on Fernwood behind the BP station or Rough Creek. It starts at 5 o'clock. I obviously will be there. I happen to know somebody who has a business open there, but I just wanted to make sure you guys all knew about it.
Thank you.
Secondly, the abandoned property on Winters Drive, I didn't call you all about it because actually we got a little information. The gentleman that works for my husband, he is interested in purchasing it. And he did get a hold of the owner. It's in foreclosure, and I guess it's going to sheriff
That's
auction.
more than likely, yes.
So I just
That's the
want,
one we were cutting the grass on that was so high, okay?
yes.
Okay.
So I want to let you guys know that.
Okay, that's
Okay,
good news
that's all I've
then.
got. Well, one more thing. Thank you, Mr. Smith, for presenting himself to council, and condolences to Mr. Martin and his family on the loss of his mom.
Thank you.
Thank you. Ms. Dameron?
Yes.
What a day. Miss Jean Angel, sorry.
Nothing, sir.
Mr. Becker?
Nothing, sir.
Dr. Ross?
No new business.
Got that right. Mr. Spence?
No new business.
Mr. Martin. Well, I'm going to break that. I got new business. Well, first of all, I want to thank all you guys for the flowers and the blankets and everything you sent to my family. I appreciate it very much. That's very kind of you guys. And I thank the mayor for recognizing my mother before the meeting tonight. And I want to thank the police department downstairs for sending flowers in to my mom. I appreciate that too. And I want to bring up one other thing on the Halloween party. Not going to have the Halloween party. You're going to have Halloween, but not the party.
Well, it's on my list. I forgot about that.
Well-
But I'm writing notes here. It's not,
Well, you're writing
it's
notes.
not a banner night for me, I promise you.
Okay, well, that's why I brought up
All right.
my new business. Well, I'll let the mayor tell you about the Halloween, but as far as the Halloween party this year, dealing with the COVID, I decided, we're not going to probably be the best interest of the kids not to have that. So other than that, Mayor, you're on.
Sorry, thank you. It was my note, but I didn't want to. So as far as Halloween, basically we're going to take the lead of what Steubenville is doing. Okay, so we will have Halloween as of now, be October 31st, 5:30 to 7:30. What Steubenville is asking is people stay in their own social neighborhoods and not move out, based on COVID to other neighborhoods that they're not from. This will all occur as long as the county stays in the lowest range of a yellow, okay? If we get into a higher orange or red, it will be canceled. So I understand that's gonna be very difficult, because people have to buy candy and may get stuck with it. But as of now, the numbers are lower, we're staying yellow, and we will do trick or treat. So again, it's gonna be up to the parents and the residents whether they wanna participate. Kids will probably be in masks. We're asking that anyone passing out candy at homes to wear a mask when they do pass out the candy, for the kids' sake. So as of now, it is on. Again, we're gonna have to watch and be realistic of what happens here, so, all right? Anything else, Mr. Martin?
Now, other than, I just, again, I want to thank Walt and his team for the work that they do to get these grants and things that have us be able to have the nice streets that we have. I mean, it seems like, okay, it just happens on its own, but it doesn't happen on its own. Take a lot of work, in getting that done, and getting the residents these new streets without having to reach in their pocket to pay for it. I just want to take my hat off to you, Walt, and your team for taking care of that. And again, I want to thank the chief. I look at these reports every meeting, and I want to thank him for still collecting money that was not supposed to be able to collect. We're up to $107,000 now, and that's a lot of mess of money that now we have. That's all I got.
All right, thank you. Motion to pay the bills.
So moved.
Second.
Comments, questions? Seeing none, roll call vote, please.
Mr. Martin?
Yay.
Mr. Spence?
Yay.
Dr. Ross?
Yay.
Mrs. Cameron?
Yay.
Mr. Mattern?
Yay.
Mr. Merriman?
Motion to adjourn until November 5th.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor, going to take it by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, thank you, meeting adjourned.
I can explain your problem